Welcome, viewing several once again. So I think this is our episode 44 of Hands Up, Who Loves a Train Set? Me. So I'm doing this today. The reason I'm doing this is I'm kind of making it, I thought I'd use the Christmassy title cards as well. Now, this particular set, I've had this for a couple of years, but at the moment it is on offer for $79.99 from Hornby's website. Now, I actually paid £80 for mine a couple of years ago. It was discounted to clear from a retailer. I can't remember which one, but what happened was I was thinking of buying one of these controllers, this HM6000, because originally I was going to just have an all analog shelf layout. Because it's got the app control and the sound, I thought I'd wanted to give it a try. And I looked at the price of them, and they were quite reasonable, but you didn't get the power supply with it. And I thought, well, if I buy it and it doesn't have, it's not marked on it what kind of power supply it requires, might be a bit risky, although I probably shouldn't have worried about that. I can usually knock something up. But I thought, well, I would like the power supply. So the cost of it was about 20 quid, 25 quid, and the power supply was actually more expensive. So the whole thing would have cost me about £55 plus postage. And I saw this for sale for £80, and I think the postage may have even been free. So I just thought, well, I'm getting that, so I got this. Now, this set, like I say, they all seem to disappear, and the retailers were selling them off, I think in 2000, and actually it was probably only last year, maybe it was only middle of last year. So they came out, I think, in 2022. I'll show you in the catalogue in a minute. But they were reviewed by a few people on the tube, and generally very good reviews, but I don't know, they obviously didn't sell that well, so I'm not sure why, because I actually, although I always said I prefer a tactile pot to a phone slider, for a little train set I think it's fine. The reason I didn't use it is because my shelf layout is end to end, and really you want to be looking at the train and while you're controlling it, and it just wasn't, there wasn't just, a phone's touch screen, it wasn't the right thing for that, so I didn't go with it. But it is kind of fun because it does come with sound, so we'll be showing that. It does mean I will have to film it with my other action cam rather than my phone cam, because I'm going to need to use this phone that I'm filming this bit with to run the app. That's if it still works. So yeah, I mean, this is, but like I say, these are now available from Hornby at half price. And I think for that money, I paid 80 for mine, and it's 79.99. I think that is actually quite good value for a train set, because you get 3 wagons with this, and you get a siding. So this represents the best value train set, I think, that's on their website at the moment, just because of that. So yeah, you can see you get one of these 040 diesels, which I've got a couple of, and they're actually really good. It runs really nicely. It is third radius, so what I'm going to have to do is, for the purpose of this demonstration, I'll just set up the first radius loop, and I'll probably put the siding in it, because that will fit in. And yeah, so it's quite a nice, it's like I say, this is quite a big box compared to and for most of the time, for that money, you only get like a 2 wagon set with no sidings, and this thing is actually worth having. Although I don't use it that much, I think, and I did I mean, you know, the HM7000, which is the onboard Bluetooth DCC controllers, I didn't like as much, but I think for like a simple loop analog set, I think this is actually quite good. It's a lot of fun. Obviously the sound is coming out of your phone, it's not coming out of the locomotive, but having said that, it's still quite a lot of fun. So yeah, I rather like this. I do really like this set, and I was really happy with what I paid for it. So so that's why I'm looking at it now, because there's still time before Christmas to get one of these. They actually did, they reissued this set last year as some kind of goods, diesel goods set, and it was exactly the same set, but I don't know whether you got the siding, but you didn't get that controller. You got just the normal analog controller, the black one with the red knob on it. So, and I think that set may still be available, but it almost seems like they were trying to sell the remaining ones as a normal set. But this system, it didn't seem to last very long, and it obviously wasn't very successful. But I actually, funnily enough, for me, I like this. I think it's better than the cheap controllers. So anyway, let's have a look inside it, shall we? Right, so here we are inside the box. So you'll notice that we have a pulp tray, which is as of, you know, the new sets, that's what we have now. I actually quite like these are fine. They're not they're actually less annoying than the polystyrene, because once they get a bit old, those polystyrene ones tend to fall to bits, and you end up with little bits everywhere. So I don't mind these. If you lift it up, you've got the track mat and a few bits of bump instructions, quick start guide for the app, but we'll put that to one side and have a look at what's in here. So the important thing about this set is this. When I got this, I was surprised at how tiny it was. Got some things on the back so you could mount it on something. So it says HM. Yeah, so it's surprisingly light, and it comes with the power supply. It's already connected by the looks of it, and you've got this kind of arrangement. I'm not quite sure what that is. I can't remember. Yeah, so I think that needs, yeah, okay, so that goes in. Yeah, so I have tried it, I have set it up, and I did run it on my end-to-end shelf with this train. But yeah, on an end-to-end, it's if you want to stop the train, you want to really be controlling it without looking at the controller. So I would say that the weak point was the slidey screen-based touchscreen control, but it's, I mean, this is the first time I will have run this on a loop, and that's because this is third radius, but now I've got the first radius. I'm going to set up first radius. I'll probably put the siding somewhere, find somewhere to fit that, just probably put it in at the front inside, so we can go in the siding and see how well that works. So this is a nice set. As I say, you've got these wagons, you've got this controller, and you've got sound, and you've got a siding, so, and a buffer. So there's a lot more play value. Now, for the RRP of $159.99, I still don't think that's bad compared to some of the other sets. So when I reviewed, for example, the blue, what was it called? You know, the blue rapier or whatever it was called. This is a way better set in terms of fun. And at $79.99, I think it's an absolute steal. As I say, I paid $80 for this with a retailer discount, so that's basically what I bought this for, and I think it's great for that. So The wagons are your basic train set wagons, so the same as we've had since the 70s. But the paint on them is actually quite nice. It's much nicer than, and they've got a little bit more detail, those yellow bits, and the top of that is usually, it's usually black, but that's in the same colour, and it kind of looks nice. And then you've just got one of these little ones, and they've painted the inside, and it's actually, I think it looks really nice for a train set. And then yeah, you've got this. So I think this is the, I can't remember what these are called now, but I've got two of them, and the other one that I've got is in BR livery with the wasp stripes, and I've got it DCC fitted, and I've got a keep alive inside the cab. But yeah, as far as I remember, this one ran fantastically, really nice. So we'll set it up, not on this but on first radius as always, and we'll see what it's like, shall we? Right, so before we set it up, I'll just show you, this is the 2022 Hornby Catalogue, and I think this was the year this set was introduced, and it was in the catalogue for a couple of years. It was in the 2023, and I think the 2024, I think it was still in the 2024 catalogue. So there we go, the Bagnall shunter, and you do get, as I say, this set came out without this controller, with a normal controller. Now I can't, as I say, I can't remember whether you got the siding or not with that set, but that was essentially exactly the same. But without this thing, it kind of is less interesting. So yeah, so there we go. It's this was the last time, 2022 was the last catalogue that was really thick and had a lot of good stuff, and that's really heavy. It seems to get thinner and thinner every year now, but there we go. Let's set her up. Okay, we're on the track, and the lighting, I mean this camera, the lighting is terrible. I don't know why. So I've had some issues. So this is the set of points that came with the set. It's in every way identical to this set, but as soon as I switch it, it goes, oh, there's a short circuit, and it just doesn't work. So that's a serious markdown in my book. So I don't know what's wrong with that. I'll have to check them points out, but that's piss poor. So anyway, let's start the train off. Here we go. Now, I'm controlling this from the phone app. What I'm going to do, I'll turn the sound on. I don't know whether you can even hear this. Turn it up full, so maybe the microphone will pick it up. So you've got that horn, that one, and you've got some braking noise. There's that noise, and then that. So let's get her up to full tilt. You see, I don't like this app. I can't slow down because when you move fingers too close to the edge, it just scrolls the screen across to a different page. And the sound is very slow to react to the change in speed. But you know, these are probably just teething troubles. that are a problem for me, but may not be a problem for other people. So I think it's a nice little set. Yeah, this set of points is a bit... yeah, it runs better through these, but as soon as you switch them, it claims as a short circuit, so I don't know what's wrong with those. I'll have to test them with the multimeter. Just going to speed up a bit so that we don't get that hesitation over the point. Right, let's turn the sound off. You can still do the whistle without the sound. Right, you've got a stop button which will stop it. We'll just run it the other way just to show. It's incredibly irritating to try and pick up the slider because it's so close to the edge of the screen that you just scroll it to a different page. It's just extremely annoying. So I'd say the app isn't the best. Sound back on. And we come to a stop. What does it do with the sound when we stop? I mean, it doesn't really... So the sound doesn't really change according to the speed very much. But yeah, I mean, it's alright. So I think what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to plug in the Gauge Master and film a bit on my phone. Right, so we're going to run this now on the Gauge Master. So let's just give that a little bit of juice. Now, this set of points is obviously faulty because if I do that, boom, it's shorted out. So I thought that was a fault with the, you know, the Bluetooth controller, but it's not. It's this set of points that came with the set. So I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to have a good look at those with a magnifying glass. But there we go. So this, on this controller, so yeah, we'll do the final verdict here. So I think it's a lovely set. I think it's good value. The other good thing about, I mean, I personally don't like controlling it via the app, but I think if you had a tablet or something, it'd probably be a lot better. My phone isn't very good. But also, I think I mark it down for having a set of points that just seem to short out the whole thing. So I don't know what's going on here, but there's obviously something wrong with these points. They must have been made wrong or something. The first time I've ever tried these, and I'm glad I didn't use them on a lot of my points I used on my digital shelf layout, and I didn't use this one, fortunately. So. But yeah, the sound isn't very good. It doesn't really go with the speed of the train. But it's a fun thing. The one advantage of the HM6000 that is good about it is it's a double track controller. You get 2 tracks on it, so you could control 2 tracks, which is, you know, a dual controller is another valuable thing that you get in this set. And as I say, if you get them now for $79.99. I think that's really good. So it's definitely one to consider for Christmas, and I like it. And I think the wagons are, the wagons look pretty cool. It's a nice, colourful set, and the paint is really nice and crisp. I don't know what's wrong with it. As I say, I'll have to dissect these points. I might just chuck them away. I don't know yet, but there's obviously something wrong with them. As soon as you do that, boof, short. So that's not what you want to see. And I was using this set. These are fine, but of course they're older and they're not as smooth. Right, so I'll just show it crawl. Just a little bit faster. So it will go very slow. And it will crawl with the app as well. It's, it's no different. So we'll do some closer running shots and wrap up. Right, the 40 points. So there doesn't seem to be anything I can do about this because it's under there somewhere where there's connections. So this side of the blade thing, this rail here should be connected to there, which it is, but not connected to there, but it is. So here's a working set. So this, not connected, as expected. So there's a short between here and here on this set of points. I don't know where it is because I can't get to it because it's under there. So there's, on some of the older ones, you used to get the wiring used to be wired across there. So I suspect somewhere underneath there's a short in that wiring that connects from that one to there and that one to there. They've been shorted together. So this set of points I don't think are going to be recoverable or repairable. I think they're fucked basically. So quite annoying, isn't it? But this is the first time I've tried this set, and but at least it's not a problem with the digital, the Bluetooth HM6000 controller. That seems fine. So a lot of the problems I was having were to do with this set of broken points, which is kind of annoying. But there we are. So yeah, interesting. I've never seen that before. Right, so final thoughts then are that this is actually a very nice train set. I would say it's good value for what you can get it for currently. The big advantage of the HM6000 is it's got two circuits on it, so you can control two loops from it, which is a big step up from the basic single controller. A bit disappointed that set of points are just faulty. I'm actually going to email Hornby customer service, see if I can send them to them and see if they'll replace them, because they might do. And so we'll see. Good luck with that, I think. But yeah, so I think overall this is a really nice train set. You get a good amount of wagons and a siding, although, you know, my problem was dodgy points, but I think I was just unlucky. I've got loads of these points I've had over the last few years. Most of them are in my digital layout. But yeah, I've never seen one broken like that before, so I think it's just unlucky. The loco is excellent, it runs really well, and the wagons, yeah, they're nice starter wagons. So overall, a very nice little train set. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one, and I'll see you in the next one.